Hello again, it's Noob, and I'm straight back from LockCon 2024 in the Netherlands. I had a fantastic time. It was so nice to catch up with people in the community, old friends. Just had, honestly, probably the best year I've had at LockCon. I've had some great years. I do have to shout out to, in particular, to Mandy and Muse and Jens. You know who you are. But yeah, there's so many awesome people there. It would be impossible for me to list them all. Although it was really nice to meet Foxpick and Lockpicking Dev for the first time, who I've only ever known from the internets. So yeah, a really great time. But what am I doing in this video? Well, I just want to show off a few locks, a bit of a preview, if you like, because they're all going to have their own separate videos, but there are some really interesting ones out there. For example, even little ones like this, which is the new TSA-08 lock, which is some kind of like rotating disc system. You might be able to see these little tabs on there. I think it's only like 3, if you want to call them discs, but this is a very, very new lock, at least to me. I don't know how long this has been out, but they've flirted with obviously wafer locks and dimple locks, but this is the first sort of disc detainer type lock, I think. So yeah, that is a very cool one. This is just cute and all brass. It's a little Dutch lips padlock, which isn't that nice? Just a cute little padlock, and it's unshimmable. It's got a sliding pull, which is very cool. This little sleigh maker, which I did sadly just walk past a few times, despite having some nice branding and a nice key. But just look at how smooth that shackle opening is. Watch, turn the key, it just sort of rises up and opens. That is really nice. Why don't all padlocks do this? That's just such a nicer way of opening. There you go, look at that. Then things like this little lever lock blocker. So you can, I don't know, landlords and people like that can put these into a mortise lever lock keyway and literally block the lever lock key from being put in. And I just think that's just so cool. I don't actually have a lever lock this fits in. A lot of British lever locks these days are actually is it 7 and 5 gauge, I think, most of the time, or 9 and 7, and yeah, this is just a little bit wide, but I will find one for a video on it. Somehow I'll show one of these lock blockers working. Another lock that I initially sort of, I guess, passed up on, and by the way, all of these are you know, either bought, gifted, or traded while you're at LockCon. It's part of the thing. There's so many locks there to look at and buy and trade for. It's really good fun. But I thought that this was just a standard oval until I looked at it and I was like, but it seems a bit bigger. But let me show you a normal oval cylinder. This is the standard size compared to this one. It's at least 50% bigger, maybe in terms of weight, close to 80%. But yeah, it's very, very cool. And what's interesting is, you know, a lot of European locks are mounted pins down, but this one seems to be purposefully for pins up. Very cool. Now we're getting even more exotic. Look at this fichet. And I've wanted one of these for ages. And I get the name wrong all the time. I think it's a 3FD, but it could also be the F3D or some other combination. I really should have looked just before I made the video. But hey, you know, moan at me in the comments. It's good for engagement. But yeah, fichet just are something else. I mean, look at that key. I'm pretty sure that it's possible to pick, but probably not by me. I actually need to research the actual locking system in here, whether it's levers, discs, or something, or some other combination in between. But yeah, the operation of this lock is so smooth, so smooth. It's crazy. It's so complicated and a real beast of a lock. Plus that key is like ginormous. This is an old Soviet lock. I don't know where from. It's possibly from the old East Germany. I don't know if this is a lock made by a company called Senna or whether this is just like a random sticker, but you may notice from the key that this is very, very odd, and that's because these are like angled like a ratchet, if you like. So this is, I think, like a rack and pinion type system on a car steering wheel, or the car steering system. And you push this in, and look, the key goes into, if you look how deep that is, it goes into the handle. It gets pushed through. So there's something, probably some, I'm going to open this up on a separate video and have a real explore, but it's going to be some kind of like gearing inside there. This will act against some kind of, yeah, like I said, rack and pinion system, I'm guessing, but you push this in, it just withdraws the bolt, which is very cool. It's quite stiff, but hey, it's in excellent working order and a real curiosity. It weighs much less than you think. I don't know whether it's made of aluminium or just some extremely cheap Soviet era pot metal. I don't know, but it's very cool. And last but not least, which is a lock I've wanted for a while. Does anybody recognise the Xuz Magag? This is such a cool lock. You've never seen the actual keyway before. Bosnian Bill, Lockman 28, and a few others have done a video on this already. But yeah, just look at that. It's such a weird lock, and it's got these whole bunch of keys down here. I believe this is actually a pretty rare lock these days. I've not seen one ever, I don't think. So yeah, I had to buy this one. And it's got some fantastic English translations on here, which, by the way, as funny as these are, I have to admit, my Chinese is going to be, I can't even attempt. So, you know, whatever we think to this is a bit cheap, and laughing at it. But on the other hand, these sentences are hilarious. Look, the matrix bearing will misguide invader into traps, which I think, you know, that got dark really quickly. So yeah, really cool lock, and I can't wait to explore this. You know, it's clearly an older lock. The packaging's getting a little bit kind of frail, but yeah, I can't wait to just have a look at this. I think this is actually pickable as well. So yeah, I just had a great time at LockCon. As always, great people, great times, and I've got some great locks. These aren't all the locks I got either. Yeah, I bought a whole bunch, traded a whole bunch, but you know, those are the sort of highlights. And yeah, no doubt I'll do separate videos on them. We'll explore all those locks together at a later time. But I just thought I'd give you a little update on some of the more fun things to come. So yeah, all I can say is, happy picking, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.